So we had Jim on a couple weeks back. I think a great place to start, if you're watching this, obviously you've already watched the episode and you already know how amazing and how cool he is. But just if you didn't, or you just somehow it escaped you, why don't you quickly tell the story of inviting Jim onto this podcast and the things that happened for him to make that happen? I think is a great way to sum up the kind of person that he is. Did you follow?
You just dumped so much fucking information.
Just asked one question.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I remember. I know what you. I know. I know what you.
So you did follow.
Yeah, I did follow. So maybe a month prior to him to be to be on our podcast, we were chatting back and forth, and he has his own event that we will publicly acknowledge when we're allowed to, and basically I found out that Jim doing convention in San Francisco. And I was like, hey, brother, I know you're in San Francisco, different city. It's like freaking 8 hours drive between two cities, whatever. Will be so fucking amazing to have you on Trilogy Media Podcast. And this is how amazing human being Jim is. He was like, guys, you know what? I will make it happen. I will see you in LA. He was like, I'm not traveling alone. I'm with my family. Maybe I will bring my family or not, but I will do it. And he came to LA specifically, not because he has other 69 businesses to do or some conferences or blah, 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 or whatever. He flew to Los Angeles to be on Trilogy Media Podcast, explored the city after with his family, and flew back to San Francisco. And from San Francisco, he flew back home. He made a fucking trip. People would not even go for coffee if you're not in the same neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's you.
That's LA. What? Fuck you. That's not true.
No, listen. To be completely honest, yeah.
It's kind of an LA culture.
It's a LA culture
it's
thing.
The west side versus the valley.
Yeah.
And some people were like, well,
but there is a traffic. It's 1 hour drive.
What day?
Let's
time?
meet in the middle. But again, Jim is a different type of human. He said, and he actually came, and he was at Trilogy Media Rosie episode when we did premiere, and somebody said, I think Titillation said, Jim, will be awesome if you can come. And he said,
it was already on the books.
Just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I back up everything he said, which is rare, but I support everything he just said. It's very accurate. He made a detour. And contrary to what a lot of scammers think, that LA is all of California.
Good.
It's not. San Francisco is quite far from LA.
San Francisco,
it's not just an afternoon. It's a whole separate addition to your trip. So
fucking California is gigantic.
So he came all the way here, which, we've said it before. We'll say it again. If anyone
will have rights,
the scam baiting community or YouTuber at all community would have the right to be a little egotistical and arrogant, it would be Jim. But he just isn't.
Yeah.
He is one of the most humble, grounded, down to earth. I said this the first time I met him. He's a freaking soccer dad.
No, you would never in your fucking life
think.
Well, it's like Breaking Bad. You would never ever think that
he is the Walter White of scam baiting in a lot of ways.
Soccer dad, football dad.
Another thing I really took away from that interview, and that's kind of why, sometimes it's good to record these right after the interview, and we do when we can.
Aftermath.
Yes.
Afterthought.
But it's also sometimes good to have a little time in between so you can process it. We definitely needed it after McCamey. But in this case too, it was great. It's great to reflect back, and we had never sat down and discussed India with Jim.
No.
After it happened. That was in 2022.
And I'm glad that he asked, he was like, guys, honestly, I never even follow up. I never ask you. I never met you in person.
No, we had. The first event.
Yes, that's right.
That we went to in North Carolina was in 23.
You can't say North Carolina.
I can. Yeah, I said we were in North Carolina. It's not a secret. We fucking filmed videos outside of our hotel and shit.
All right. Doesn't matter. Yes. Again.
Anyway, East Coast.
When you meet just only for business.
It wasn't 23. It was 22.
22.
But it was the summer.
Yeah.
And we did India in April.
Yeah.
So we actually met Jim in person a matter of weeks after India, which doesn't feel like that is correct in the chronology of this, but it is. And then we didn't see him in 23. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
So We haven't seen him since
for 3
22.
years. Wow.
We had briefly, but we didn't even talk about India when we saw him.
Yeah, because you're on somebody else, you're doing something
Yeah.
else, and it's like it's yeah. I think it was great re-cucumber experience. Great recoup.
It was great.
Recoup.
Great to re-cucumber
Re-cucumber
and
was
sit
great.
down and reflect
Yeah.
on that.
I love how he said, "What the fuck? Why the fuck did you guys stay? Why did you fucking stay?"
I don't know.
Hey, to all credits, we got huge support from locals, and they said, "Hey, we got you. If somebody want to go home, send them." and yeah, just send them all. Just, we got you guys. We'll back you up, and we're gonna protect you. And we got that confidence, and we said, like, you know what? And plus, again, when you work on something for 10 years, there is a decade in and so much in stakes. Yeah, you just cannot just fucking abandon it and just go home.
Yeah, if you happen to be new to the platform here, Trilogy Plus, there is a 10-part documentary series about this entire trip. It's really about Trilogy as a whole, but it hyper focuses on that trip. So you'll learn a lot about what happened. But we had never really reflected on it with him because we didn't talk about it really at all. And honestly, like, I don't know, looking back, 2022, I forget when we were there, but I know it was in the summer. It would have been a matter of weeks after India. I can't think back to my mental state at that point, but I can't imagine I had mental closure yet about anything.
Yeah.
I still don't.
Especially you, yeah.
But it was actually editing the documentary was very therapeutic in a lot of ways.
Closing a lot of chapters, like finishing the book.
Kind of
like
just
the book has been written, and this is it.
It's a story that, it's now in new chapters. It's not over. It's definitely some chapters that were closed and were lived. But it was cool to sit down, and I'm glad you grabbed the streaming and handed it to him.
We never even sure because again, on that inauguration titillation, it's everything like. It feels like, again, it's like when there is collab, everybody, you contributed, somebody else contributed. But we never actually, till present day, three of us, Jim, Mark, and us, we never sit down in the same room and just talk between three of us.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad, I'm glad we talk about it. I'm glad Jim asked a lot of questions. We express what we knew at the time, and it was just amazing.